Hi, welcome to Liquid Lunch. It's Jen Frankel here with my co-host Daniel.
Hi.
And we're here today. Today is a great day. I love when we have raw artists in. So Raw Artists is a group that's spread, I think, all the way across the world now.
Yeah.
And the idea is to help artists showcase their work in a setting where the public can get to a lot of artists at once. And we're really lucky to have two of those artists here today, Amanda and David from CreateBeing.
Hello.
Hi.
So, hi guys.
Hello.
This is a fascinating company you guys run.
Thank you.
Can you tell us a little bit about what it is first, and then we'll maybe talk about how you got started.
Thank you. Yeah. So what it is that we, as an artist, I interpret people's mental health stories into art that they can see in a different way. So if they want to put their art on a bag that they can wear, or a shirt that they wear all the time, or if they want to see it in their stationery or on their walls, we can do that as well. So it's a collaborative effort.
Oh, it's great. So you're actually helping people visualize or actualize something that they've maybe visualized, I guess.
That's right, yeah. And so there's a process because it's a collaboration. And so I sit down with the individual and we just figure out how to do that together.
So, and I think that this is one of your shirts, right?
Yeah, this is one of my shirts, and this is one of my shirts as well. So yeah.
So would these come from the ideas of two different people then?
Well, what I'm showing today and what we're wearing is from me.
Oh, that's great. Okay. I don't know if you want to hold up something else that.
Yeah, sure.
So you do notebooks.
So we do notebooks. What's
something.
really cool about these notebooks is that these are the small notebooks, and we will be actually the items that I'm going to show you are ones that we're bringing to Raw. So these ones are already made, and if you want them customizable, the covers are customizable. If you want to just pass that, I'll show you. And then feel the paper inside. They're so nice.
That's
Yeah.
really nice paper.
If you want it customized, the front, the back, the first page, and the pages on the inside. So you can do lined, dots, graphs, blank. So that's those options. And then
Do you have the choice of the blank as opposed to lined in there?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
someone, there you go.
Yeah,
No,
so
there-
you can choose if you want a graph or dots or lined or
Or
blank.
just blank, so
Yeah.
they can do their own sketch writing on their favorite book.
Exactly.
So I'm interested in the process a little bit. My brother, my late brother, unfortunately left this world rather early. He was a colorist, acrylic, marble dust oils. And he went with the feel. There was a training, the OCA, but most of it was just the feel and working in a balance. And you're listening to someone's story, and is there a certain method acting to it first, or do you just go with the feel? You feel colors, you feel this, you feel that, and you just go with it, and then you see if they like it before you actually go and print it out or
Yeah.
something?
It's a
Or
good
how do you do it?
question.
How would you?
Yeah, thank you. It really depends on the individual.
Okay.
When we first meet, so whether it be ideally in person, because when it comes down to it, they're working with me as much as I'm working with them.
Right,
And
a collaboration, yes.
absolutely,
Yeah.
and as you shared, yes, it really depends on the relationship we have, and so that will help dictate what we will do next.
So important. I sometimes forget to do that in other things with people.
The collaborative
Good remi-
aspect?
Well, thanks. Well, I'm referring to listening. Where am I with this collaboration? Is
Yeah.
this person really stiff? It's like everything she or he says, and by law, and therefore you must do it? Or is it someone where you have some flexibility to be allowed by them to do what you feel on this?
Right.
It's a real sticky point, I guess. It can be.
Yeah, and everyone, how they express themselves will be very different.
Yeah.
So one person might be more attracted to writing, another maybe images. So from there, that's where we'll really kind of mold the idea and have it come out. And wherever they want to put it in their usage, that's the second part of it all.
Yeah. Now, it's not your requirement to give me an example, but could you of that? Like, I guess you can't. You can't give an example. There's no way. When you're talking to someone and they'll say, for example, it's just the way they talk and the way they express themselves. So,
Right,
okay,
and
okay.
because of that, I will come up with questions based on how they're showing up,
Yeah,
and from there, if they're in a place where they're unsure of even how to begin sharing their
Yeah.
story, that's where I come in and I ask the questions and help them through it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not therapy, right? Like I'm not a professional in that sense. It's just a creative expression.
No, but
Funny,
you are dealing
yeah.
with people that want to tell their mental health stories, though.
Yes.
Right.
So, what kind of range of people have you already interacted with?
What do you mean by range?
Sorry, I mean, what kinds of I guess disorders or mental health issues have they had? Have you had a range of different kinds of? I'm not asking you to tell us which ones.
I also want to be very protective
Absolutely.
of the people that I'm working with. And yes, there is a range. Yeah.
So, what kinds of images and stories have they wanted to tell you? And do they?
Yeah.
And I guess because these must be stories that they're willing to share with the world if they're willing to put them on an object or on a bag, on a T-shirt. These are the things that they want to say to the world.
Yes.
So, what kinds of messages do they want to have your clients wanted to give to the world?
Yeah, that's a really good question, and it really is so dependent on where they are in their journey. So I've been in a place where I've worked with musicians, and so they're really clear on their messaging. So that's great, and I can help them formulate an imagery that might go with it. And then there are other people who know exactly what they want, and so we'll create something from that based on what I know. So there's still that piece. And then there has been somebody else who will tell me their story, and I will say, an image will appear. And so that's what I'll work on, so that when they see it, they are seeing their story in an image that they didn't know could have existed.
I think we got an answer to your question about that collaborative process.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Isn't
that's
that
fascinating.
wonderful? I there's so many things that pop up with this. One of them is it's sort of a statement, see your reaction on, as opposed to a question. Bentley Mays was a top nasty critic at one time. He's now maybe semi-retired, who's critiqued on some of the top artists in the Globe and Mail. And he made you or destroyed you, some people used to say. But one of his things that he said was, it's important for the artist to tell, because I saw one of his lectures, to tell a story. Mm-hmm. It's interesting how you're going out and helping pull a story, a real authentic story, and helping them envision the manifestation of that whole process, the whole thing that he's talking about.
Yeah, it's
from
beautiful.
a true artist.
It
to
turns art
express.
into storytelling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think that's quite wonderful.
Cool.
And my thing is more of a question. Even though you're not the therapist, granted, but sometimes for all of us, when we do something or we interact just with other people, that's a form of therapy. Mm-hmm. I'm just interested in that wow feeling, if it was at the end of that process for your collaborative member, your client, or whoever it is. Mm-hmm. They say, wow, that felt so good, or they didn't react as much, or I guess it's just like a rainbow of different reactions at the end of doing this. When they, at the end of the experience, it was like a massage. It was like whatever. Did they say anything or react?
Yeah, I've had positive responses.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's ideal for any artist to get that positive,
Yeah,
or any
yeah.
human really, to
Yeah,
get
yeah,
that
yeah.
positive response. Yeah, and it's been really great for me.
Mm-hmm.
I have lived experience myself.
Of course.
And to know that, I mean, the whole point of CreateBeing is to know that we're not alone. And we are, our values are in creative expression, self-development, and mental wellness. So this has been a personal project of mine to be able to have other people feel expressed and know that they're not alone in all of this. And aside from just products, we have a resource page for people. We have a calendar of events in Toronto, so people can go to these places and they can feel creative and expressed and have a community. that's really
Well, no, that's
Key for me.
wonderful.
I actually know a lot of people that I need to tell about you, I think.
yay.
I think one aspect that you touched upon is expressed and expression. And I think that's the most important point as the final product. No matter what comes out, it's almost always positive because the person's more expressed, no matter how that is.
Yeah.
And just having a voice, getting expressed, is
Speaking truth.
is
A voice, speaking
Exactly.
truth, coming from the heart, not being disingenuous. It's almost like you bypass disingenuously just naturally by the way the whole thing is set up.
Yeah.
yeah, it's real.
And yeah, and well, this is great. I like the idea of interdependence too. This sense of community. People may still have their synagogues, they may still have their families, dysfunctional as it might be, because we all have a little bit of dysfunctionalism everywhere. But it's good to have that extended family.
Can I just ask about what your own backgrounds as artists are? How do you guys come to the art end of it?
Yeah, me personally, in terms of education, I went to school for film studies.
Okay.
And so the interesting part of this is that because of my experience, my lived experience, I decided that I want to tap into being more expressed. And so this is how I'm doing it. And I recognize that I've been interested in storytelling for a very long time. I just didn't know that it would come out this way.
Yeah. For me, actually, I don't have a background in art at all. I took math in university, then I wanted to become a teacher, and then I took computer programming. So very much
Okay.
not typical
So
artist.
Dave's role has been more so blogging and being in that reflective piece for CreateBeing.
Yeah. So
See, I've always said that what you need for artists, you need the artist and you need the person who understands how to exploit that art.
Yeah.
In a good way. In a good way, because artists tend not to have that kind of brain.
But that mind of the math, like the true math that goes, into that curiosity mode.
Oh, yeah.
Beyond, that gets into the art.
Were you pure or
metaphysical
applied
thing,
then?
so,
Pardon?
Were you pure or applied math?
It was pure math.
there you
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
There you
definitely.
Yeah. So very analytical. And,
Yeah,
and like my expression is less visual, more just through writing and through.
yeah.
It sounds like
And
you
for
guys are a
support.
great team.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, he's my life partner. Oh, thank you. and my business partner. And so it's been a really interesting journey.
I think you guys are really
Yeah.
lucky.
How
Thank
long
you.
you guys
Yeah.
been luckily together?
We've been married 4 years together
Wow.
for 12 years.
And how long
Oh,
have you been running
nice.
CreateBeing?
Officially this year.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, this is-
Well, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So you're going to be at the Raw show.
Yes.
So you said November 15, 16, this when
Are the
Raw
dates,
runs?
yes.
And I know that each artist only gets to be there one night. Do you know which night you're going
I
to be
think
there?
we're Friday night.
Okay.
Yes.
So if you want to meet these people in person, Friday night, November the 15th?
16th.
16th?
Yeah,
Is it Thursday
Friday
and
the
Friday?
16th.
Okay.
Yes.
And you can find out more on Raw's website. Where do we find you guys? I see you've got an Instagram at
Yes.
CreateBeing.
Yes, CreateBeing.com is our website. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and you'll mostly see me on Instagram because I'm so visual.
And if you have a story to tell and you'd like to see it expressed and get something concrete out of it, these are the people to talk to. So again, Amanda, David, thank you so much for coming and telling us about CreateBeing today.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
And thank you, Jen, for keeping me on track. Jeez, I almost gonna
Great
forget.
collaboration.
Yeah, my job here is to get everybody talking.
Yeah, yeah,
Collaboration,
yeah.
yes, collaboration. Thanks so much. We're going to take a quick break here on Liquid Lunch and we'll be right back with another Raw artist.